Shalom. Giving all praises, honor, and all glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakutash, double honors to apostles that surely did well in teaching us this good gospel. And shalom to the aquats that listen in silence and obedience to their husband. Shalom. This is the brother Yaquab from the James Trinidad camp. Come to edify the Lord's elect, bring out another lesson. And we will do Job chapter 2 this time. And after this I'll do Mark of the Beast or another preacher, because I have a lot of lessons which is part 1 and part 2. Understand? So yeah. But having the right mindset and the right attitude to doing the work of the Lord is amazing. That way you want to have. Understand? You don't want to be saying this because this used to happen to me until I say I can't be doing this. If you have a fear of the Lord and you know the Lord coming, you have to function. So yeah, I put my mind. So this used to happen to me. I used to get up and say, I'm going to go and check my friend, they wash my teeth, and when I come back I'll do a video. And me do that video, you understand? So that will be a major distraction, and should that he's doing his work. So you need to do your work and focus. You understand? So this lesson will be going into Job chapter 2. So let's go to Job. Job chapter 2 and verse 1. Reading straight down. This one is very short because it's stopping at verse 13. And then after we could do a verse 3 too. So Job is a very long one too. But we'll start at Job 2 now. Again there was a day when the sons of power came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan came also among them to present himself before the Lord. Instead of speaking about him in this precept, Satan present himself with angels. And Satan is a devil, Satan is an angel. Right? But he just turned against the Lord. The Lord basically just built Satan to destroy you. And the Lord said unto Satan, From whence comest thou? And Satan answered the Lord and said, From going to and fro in the earth, and from walking up and down in it. And the Lord said unto Satan, Hast thou considered my servant Job? So Satan and the Lord speaking right now. And the Lord said unto Satan, Hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him? So the Lord speaking to Satan about Job, because in that time in the east zone, it had no righteous and upright man as Job. As it said in verse 1, Job was a righteous and upright man. Let's say here, jumping back to Job 1 to read it, there was a man in the land of Uz whose name was Job, and that man was perfect and upright. The scripture says that man was perfect and upright. Right? So continuing, a perfect and upright man, one that feared power and he shut away evil. Same thing it's in the last breath. This man on the right path, fear power and he shut away evil. That's what you want to do right now. What fear power? Because if you have power, if you do fear power, you will not have faith. And still he holdeth fast his integrity, although thou movest me against him to destroy him without causes. And Satan answered the Lord and said, Skin for skin, he all that a man hath will he give for his life? So Satan said, and Satan answered the Lord and said, skin for skin. All that a man had, will he give you like? She talking to the Lord and he's studying. Satan saying, will Job give you life? And yes, like I got point because in the story, our brothers have died for the Lord and for the streets. Because yeah, that is expected. We're going into serious time. You understand? Man, some brothers will die, some brothers will not. And verse 4, and Satan answered the Lord and said, oh yeah. Verse 5 actually, Shalakia about that. But put forth thine hand now and touch his bone and his flesh, and he will curse thee to thy face. So that's what Satan saying, that Job will curse Yahweh to his face. But continuing to see what happened. But put forth thine hand now and touch his. Oh yeah, I read already. Salakia, my confusion here. Verse 6, and the Lord said unto Satan, behold, he is in thine hand, but save his life. So the Lord basically giving Satan permission to do whatever he would to Job, but save Job's life. So when Satan fell from the presence of the Lord and smote Job with all sore boils from the sole of his feet unto his crown. Salakia there. I had to sneeze there and move away from the phone. I don't know if all is still here. That's Salakia. And he took him. He took him partially to scrap himself withal, and he sat down among the ashes. Then said his wife unto him, thou shalt return thine integrity, curse poor and die. So that was his wife saying, his wife thinking shit, trying to get in Job here. Head. I sure is Satan going in his wife head. And you know, Satan can control one another. Satan is very powerful. Understand? Then said his wife unto him, thou will return thine in. Oh yeah, so like I read that again. My mistake again. Okay. But he said unto her, thou speakest as one of the foolish woman. Speaketh, what shall we receive good at the hands of power, and shall we not receive it evil in all this? Did not Job sin, and with his lip? So he wife telling him to kiss power, and he not kissing power. And what the scripture said at the end, in all in this did not Job sin with his lips. So after Job, in verse 4 that day, and Satan answered the Lord and said, no. So all that Satan do to Job, let all the yokes and the children die, and Satan still bow down and pray. Job still bow down and pray to Yahweh Bashim Yoshai. So this is actually very happy. We want to be in the footsteps of Job and be on the following of Job. You understand? A righteous and upright man. Verse 11 now. When Job's 3 friends heard of all this evil that was come upon him, they came every one from his own place, Ephes and Temite and Baladar and Shuite and Zophar and the Naamite, for they had made an appointment together to come to mourn with him and to comfort him. And when they lift up their eyes afar off and knew him, they lift up their voice and wept, and they rent one of his mantle and sprinkled dust upon their heads towards heaven. So they sat down with him upon the ground 7 days and 7 nights, and none spake a word unto him, for they saw that his grief was very great. You understand? So Job is a perfect and upright man, and I would like to say this lesson was edifying, and we want to be like Job. You understand? Because that is the right way. But with that, we'll be closing now. With that, we like to give our praises, honor, and glory unto him, our true power, which is Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Okakudash, double honors to apostles and others of great milestone. Shalom, shalom. So at the ending of this lesson, I would like to say, brothers, keep pushing, keep the right mindset, and continue, because you want to make it a part of the elect. Shalom, peace and blessing. Shalom.